I got a joke for you first. So, there's two old couples that are walking together in a park, and they're old friends. They're in their mid-80s, and they're just, the two ladies are up front, and they're walking arm in arm, and they're just having this wonderful conversation. And the two husbands are also best friends. They're walking slowly behind with their canes and having a conversation and giving the ladies a little bit of privacy. And one of the old men talks to the other and says, "So I heard that you went to a new restaurant last night." "Oh, yes, yes," said the other. Says, it was lovely. It was, yes, the service was wonderful. The food was amazing, absolutely amazing. You could never forget that. "Wow, well, what was the name of the restaurant?" "Oh, what's that plant that grows, and it has a stalk and it has thorns on it, and at the top it has this red flower that blooms." And the other man says, "A rose?" Yeah, that's it." "Hey, Rose, what's the name of that restaurant that we went to last night?"
Okay. I used to be afraid of the world outside my door, so I lived within the pages of a book. I used to be so scared of what I couldn't control. It seemed whatever I touched, I broke. The wind at my back, the grass so green, the sun on my face, it was all a dream. Till you said, "Wake up, wake up, wake up, take my hand. I'm here for you now, I'll help you stand. The world isn't so frightening, it's not all thunder and lightning. And as long as we are together, life can only get better." I used to be embarrassed about my eyes, my nose, my smile, so I hid my face behind my hair. I spent so many years feeling like I was drowning. Now finally I'm coming up for air. Laughing out loud, being part of a team, touching the stars, it was all a dream. Till you said, "Wake up, wake up, wake up, take my hand. I'm here for you now, I understand. The world isn't so frightening, it's not all thunder and lightning. And as long as we are together, life can only get better. Life can only get better."
Good morning. I'm up. It is very late. It is Monday, April 20th, and it is 9 o'clock. Nope, not 2, not 3, not 4, not even 6. I had my alarm wake me up multiple times, and I did not want to get out of bed. I was sleeping well. I was comfortable. My CPAP machine was working well. I was warm. I was not too hot, not too cold. And it's like, no, I've been without sleep for so long. No, I want to sleep. So I slept. I woke up, and because I was still there, my wife was still there. She flips over and is like, "What are you doing here?" "I live here." "No, it's Monday." I know. I decided I wanted to stay in bed, and I slept. I feel really good. I feel really, really good, and I feel happy. I had a fantastic weekend. But before we get started, I want to say welcome. You'll notice I'm kind of adjusted a little bit differently, because I want to have a conversation with you today. But welcome. I want to welcome our our 3 new community members. We've got, I have notes, always have notes. I want to say hello to Marco. Welcome, Marco. I hope you have a great time here. Judd, welcome to the community. It's wonderful to have you here. And Marie Howelt. Awesome. And Marie is a science fiction fantasy writer as well. Welcome, Marie. And guess what? We hit 400 during the week. That makes 400. Yep, we have 4. I'm looking at my screen right now. We have 400 subscribers. That was like my first. This is like back when I first did Wanted Hero as a comic book, and I went live in 2005, and I started selling traditionally made comic books as digital PDFs. And this is before the Kindle, and I was selling comic books. And I thought to myself, I have no idea. Everyone except for my own family, everyone's telling me that's not going to work. Nobody's going to buy PDFs. Nobody's going to buy a digital PDF on the internet. Really? But as far as I know, I'm the first one to do it with comic books. And I sold a lot of them in 60 countries. I sold a lot of them. But I remember in the very beginning thinking, if I could just sell one, why can't I sell 1,000 of them? Or 10,000? That's over 1 million downloads ago. That's just awesome. So that was like my goal. I just wanted to have 400. If I could develop, but I'm not doing it. You guys are doing it. You're showing up. You're signing up, you're interacting. But I thought if this community could grow to 400 people, that's a good sized audience of the heart that I could do anything for. So I woke up and I looked at my phone and saw 400 subscribers and thought, well, today is the day to do anything. Cool. So that's what we'll do. I want to have a conversation with you because things are changing. You've noticed this. You're seeing, the politics and war. I mean, it's affecting everyone. It doesn't matter what country you're in. It's affecting you, isn't it? All the stuff about oil and I don't know. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about the way that we interact, because the other thing that's changing dramatically is storytelling. I could say publishing, but publishing is it's a really screwed up. It's really messed up. I think it's absolutely gone crazy. And the funny thing is that the same things that have been happening. Let's see, I've been doing creative stuff since 1986. Started indie publishing in 93. Came online and started doing things in 2005. And then moved to Substack in 2023. Anyway, it's been 3 years. We're coming up on 3 years. I think it's June. We'll make it 3 years officially. And there's always been gatekeepers. There's always people, even now, traditional publishers and people in that sphere that have that mentality, they are still saying, you need to go through me. I am the one that says what is worth, whatever's what's worth. That didn't make a whole lot of sense. You get what I mean. There's always people standing in the way. I remember people telling me, you can't build your own website. This is back when everything was still HTML. I wanted to build wantedhero.com, which is now over on World Anvil. This is a much better platform. But you can't make your own website. I bid it out with a company, and they wanted $20,000 for me to have a basic website, something that, any 10-year-old could probably code himself right now and get it done in about 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm not paying you $20,000. Well, what are you going to do? Do it yourself? And I'm like, well, there are library books with, teaching HTML. Yeah. Well, then, yeah, I'm going to do it myself. And I did. And it worked. So I've had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I unplugged. I stepped away from the computer. I stepped away from my phone. and I went and I spent time with my family. My oldest son and his family got back from a vacation to Oregon. And I just wanted to see my children and see my grandchildren go play in the park. Got to watch everyone playing bocce and flying kites, and it was wonderful to unplug from the whole world and just be there and be present. And it got me thinking yesterday about storytelling. And I've jotted down some notes here of what those ideas are, the ideas that sparked in my brain yesterday, and I was writing it down in one of the cool notebooks that you have gifted me. Thank you. I'm so grateful for all that you do for me. The gifts. You know what? I'm 2/3 of the way through all the incense that was sent to me. I can't believe that's actually the case. But I went through it and I refilled. I mean, I'm filling. I love this stuff. Everything that you guys send me is so great. It makes. But this is what I'm talking about. I'm jumping around. I need to start at a starting point, don't I? Storytelling is changing. It's changing. I think AI just was like, it wasn't just pouring gas on the fire. It's someone standing there at the gas pump just holding down the trigger and pumping gas on the fire. And people are flipping out and pursuing things and going crazy. And who does it affect the most? It affects you. Those who, well, it affects me too. I'm a reader as well. I'm a fanboy of all sorts of writers. Some of them are you. But storytelling is changing to the extreme. The one thing that cracked my brain, I think it was Thursday or Friday, was when our friend Alicia McCullough, part of this community, a darling woman, love that lady, because she's taught me so much about AI. And she told me that there were these, content mills? Is that what they're called? The people are cranking out 200 books a year. I was like, that's not a thing. Okay, I was totally wrong. That is so a thing. 200 books of what? My goal, the longest time ago, my goal was like, could I write 100 books in my lifetime? I thought that was so cool. I mean, it was Terry Pratchett. What did he write? 69 books, 64 books? I can't remember. I own every single one of his books. And I thought that was the idea, that was the example that I have clung to my whole career. And that was to create a world where I could write in it for the rest of my life. And I could write fantasy or science fiction or, horror, mystery, whatever genre I wanted to. Could I create a world and interconnect that world like Terry Pratchett did with Discworld? And I realized I can do that, and I want to do that. And I see these 200 books a year, and what are they? Well, from my understanding of what I started reading after that, is most of them are garbage. They're doing it under, people are using AI to fully write the books and doing it under various names and getting it on Amazon and Draft Digital and Barnes & Noble, which is why people are creating fees for the rest of us to publish. And they make a bunch of money before something gets shut down. They create another name and then do it again under that other name. And what are they doing it for? They're doing it for money. Just money. And I thought over the weekend, after unplugging and spending time with my grandkids and watching all these beautiful children laughing, running around and playing. And then my son Roman, who is 11, and he comes up, he says, "Dad, I wrote a book." "Wait, what? You wrote a book? When did you do this?" He says, "Oh, I did it this afternoon." And he gives me this, oh, I don't have it. I wanted to show it to you. He did his first comic book is what he wrote. And it's about 6 pages. But stick figures. But the story made me laugh, like hard, belly laughing. And I looked at him and said, "You're good. You need to do another one." So by the end of the day, he had 4 more. And it's fantastic. And I thought to myself, having these experiences, being with my family and watching my son do that, I realized it doesn't matter. It does not matter what AI is doing and all these people are doing. It doesn't matter that Google lies. The rat bastards lie. I remember back in 2005, for the first few years, anything that if you looked up any of the keywords that I had been working on, all the search results, 50 to 75 pages or so, they were all me. And then all of a sudden one day, there was an ad that was above me. And no matter how hard I worked, someone who had deep pockets that was willing to pay for an ad jumped ahead of me, no matter what. But here's the thing. When I say that things are changing, no matter what happens, it's all good. People get stressed about AI. Well, there's a few things with AI, and that is, one is, it's leveled the playing field. For those of us who get indexed with AI, what Alicia was teaching all of us, is now AI has leveled the playing field. Regardless of whether you have money or not, if you teach the AI who you are, when someone looks up and asks an AI who Jamie Buckley is, you're going to get at least a 99.9% correct answer, and it will be detailed. You can ask about my books, and it can tell you about my books. It can tell you a little bit about my family and my character, my nature, so you know whether or not you're going to have any interest in me as a human being. And I didn't have to pay for that. So, go punt, Google. Is it going to stay that way? I doubt it. But in the meantime, this has all been trained into AI, so AI knows who I am. And I'm working on this constantly to make sure that it has that correct information about me. But these content mills and people who, as my oldest boy said, "Don't be afraid of using AI, Dad." He says, because crap in, crap out. If it's garbage in, it's garbage out. If you don't know what to look for, you have no idea if the AI gave you garbage or not. But the readers will. They'll know. They'll know. So no matter how many books, let's say everything, let's pretend that 1 million people decide to create 200 books a year or 200 books a month. And they flood Amazon. First of all, they're probably going to break Amazon. I'm not too sad about that. But let's say they completely screw up the whole process of trying to find books, and you can't really find books. So what do? Well, you're going to ask AI. You're going to find out about these people. You're going to find out about these actual books. And even if you didn't, then where would you go? I'm trying to take you on this journey to show you that everything's not only going to be okay, it's going to be fabulous. Why? Because after all the technology and after all the gatekeepers and after all the mudbutts and the naysayers and the idiots, there's still us. There's still the relationships. And I don't know about you. I did, especially for Christmas. I used AI with my wife there to find Christmas presents, books for my kids. And it worked out perfectly. I was amazed. It was the first time I actually tried that. It was fun. But you know how I get recommendations from books? I get them from my friends. I get them from my friends that I know, and I know their tastes, and they get them from their friends, and they get them from their friends. And it has been a long time, has to have been close to a decade, that I have bought a book that I did not enjoy. That's saying something. And I got it through recommendations, through relationships. That's where this is going to go. The more AI is used, the more the public seems to be hungry for human. That's why AI doesn't get to write for me. And I'm not against this. If you use it and you have the skill and you can use it effectively, take coders. I mean, I've got 2 sons that use AI at work and they do coding. But at the same time, they can also look at that code and find the problem and fix it if AI gets it wrong. But this helps them do their good job faster. I get that. For me, am I using AI? Yes, I am. I am. Not the way that you think it is. You don't get to write my stories. But I've spent so much money on human editors that did horrible jobs, and I still got horrible reviews and horrible feedback because it's all on me, because I'm the author. I'm responsible for the stories that I put out. Is my editing perfect? No, it's not. But line editing can be done by AI. And then I only started doing that because I realized, oh wait, the editing, like Grammarly and what's the other one that I'm using, that I use? I'm going to look at right here on my dashboard because I'm embarrassed that I forgot what it is. Pro Writing Aid. Those use a portion of AI for it to function. So I use that to help me because my writing is fast. My creation is fast. And that's what I love. Why would I have something take over what I love? But the fixing and finding the problems when you look at something for so long, that I need help with. And I'm tired of paying humans that do a horrible job and don't do the job that I pay them to do. So that makes sense. The point with storytelling is, it is going back to word of mouth and relationships. You're going to stick with writers who you know and sources you know. If you can't find my books on Amazon, but you know where to find me, and you know that I have a store over at PayHip, or wherever I end up having a store, that's enough. If you want my books, you know that you can find them. There will always be print on demand, so I can create paperback, but I do digital. And I'm also seeing that being a storyteller, because that's what I am, as a storyteller. That is my passion, my love. It's not one-dimensional anymore. It's not linear. It has layers. So it's not just about writing a book anymore. Not everyone can do that. But it's about, what can I help you experience? We have artwork. I do writing and I draw. I don't need AI's help for the drawing either. We have music. I am using Suno for that. I can write the lyrics, but I don't play any instruments. I play Spotify. That's about all I do. But there's so many things that I am realizing I have access to do now. I can layer and hide things in the stories for you to find. I can create, challenges and surprises and treasures and put them, because of the digital nature of things, I can connect everything together. And I am. So I realized, you know how things are changing? I made a list of 5 things that I realized that I am. And I'm excited. I'm curious. I'm not fearful. Things are going to change. That's okay. I've been dealing with that since 1986. It's no different. It's no different today than it was then. And I have to learn how to shift and how to adapt. Number 2 is I'm connected, not isolated. I used to want to just draw comic books in my room and not ever talk to another human soul. Just give me my paycheck and let me live my life. That's not how it works. And now I've met all of you, I don't want to go back to being in a room all by myself. Well, I am in a room all by myself, but I have these interactions and these connections, so I'm not isolated. I have you. I have a community, which is fuel for me, and I love it. 3 is I have transferable skills. I've always known that. Oh my goodness, I have storytelling and creativity, idea generation. I'm a tenacious student. If I need to find a new skill to adapt, I go learn it. I've always done that. If, take Substack. Was Substack perfect when I got here? No, it's still not perfect. But I realize, okay, if I'm trying to tell a story and these are the tools that I have, I don't moan and groan about what I don't have. I say, what can I accomplish with these tools that I have? And I make the most of it. And then I shift when other things become available or when other things die off. I've always done that. That's a strength. I am tool fluid and not tool obsessed. I use what works. I have my favorite tools. I've always used Scrivener, still my favorite writing program, no matter what anyone's got. As a platform to show my story, my Wikipedia on cocaine is still World Anvil. For writing and for releasing a serial and communicating with you in real time, that's Substack. Will those things change? It could. Will I shift with it? Yes, I will. And then the last one is, I'm self-directed, not crowd following. That's probably my strongest one. I've always known who I am, and I know what my purpose is. If nothing else, that's power. And I've had ups and downs, of course we all do. And life hits hard sometimes. I love my family, I love my children. Unfortunately, we have all sorts of remarkable challenges in the health area. But that's life, and that's okay. And we're blessed. But I know that I'm a storyteller, and that is my purpose. And so I just want you to know there are some very specific changes and shifts that are coming that are all good, that are all fun. And I mean fun. I'm having fun making these happen. And you're going to start noticing some changes. Some improvements, I should say. And it's going to be fun. So much fun. But I'm going to take a step back from when people are trying to gatekeep or control or compel me as a writer, as a storyteller, to do things a specific way. No, Cupcake, it doesn't work that way. You don't get to make that choice. I make that choice because I'm here to serve my readers. And it's just going to be more fun with you. Everything's going to get better. It doesn't matter what's out there. Just remember how you get your stories. Follow those who have your confidence. I want to earn your confidence. I want you to be excited about the stories that I write. And anyway, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being part of this community. Life is awesome. Just awesome. So many tools, so much excitement. There's so much coming. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome week. It's going to be an awesome day. You are more than you think you are. People try to block your way. Change the rules. Sidestep. Pivot. I want to live a very specific life. And I'm living it. And I'm not asking permission. I don't give a squat what anyone says. This is the way I want to live my life. I love my wife. I love my kids. I like being a dad and a husband. If someone doesn't, that's okay. I didn't ask them. They didn't ask me. But let's share the things that we have in common. Because I still believe, regardless of all, have you noticed on YouTube and out there, I can't believe anybody anymore. I don't know what's real or what's not. I don't know if it's deepfake now that AI can, simulate our voices, make the way that we look. I don't know what's real and what's not. Except I do. Because we're getting to the point that you might not be able to believe this. And you might not be able to believe this. But you can believe the heart. How does it feel to you? That's kind of my new standard of judging things. People won't care what you say so much as remember how you made them feel. Yeah. I've kept you long enough. By the way, good morning. And I have cocoa this morning. It's my treat because I had my shot. I have to have sugar. Anyway, I love you. You're awesome. You are. You're awesome. I'm your biggest fan. Next to your mom. But still, have a great day. Have a great week. Make sure that you spend some time on Life of Fiction. Oh, this week is the very last chapter of Chronicles for season 6. And, boy, I got to get writing. That's one fun thing. I'll let you know a little secret, then I'll let you go. Is I'm breaking up and reorganizing the seasons. Because book 1, Choices, it's 800 pages. That's a big freaking book. And the largest group of readers are teens. I'm getting told by other teens that it's intimidating. So, am I gonna get rid of Choices? No, but I'm gonna break it down. I think I'm gonna publish by season. So we'll have smaller books, but then we'll have the big collections like Choices. You get Choices. See? We're gonna do all of it. The answer is just yes. And then we will figure out how the flip to do it. But the answer is yes. So, fun. More things coming. I'm finding my stride again. I'm happy to hit 400. Thank you. You did this, not me. But thank you. And Hiram, you are going to get audio. We're going to do this. It's going to happen. Figuring this out. Podcast, going to happen. Artwork again, going to happen. All this is going to happen. Because it's supposed to happen. That's who I am. We'll see you next time.